One of the best questions I get is that how do I avoid losing money in real estate? And you know what? This is probably the best question that people should ask. And I don't blame you because you don't want to invest in real estate where there's huge amount of risk. Now there is going to be always risk. Doesn't matter if you invest in real estate or any other investments, but the goal is to minimize the risk. Now, first thing, so I'm going to give you some guidelines. So the first thing you should do is make sure you work with somebody you trust. That's the starting point. But most importantly, the people that you trust, make sure that they are also successful. It is very important that they are successful in what they do. Because if you trust them and they're not successful, they're going to lead you to the same success as they have. So people you trust and they're successful. This is number one. Number two, you're not going to want to buy based on emotions. Okay? When you're investing in real estate, do not buy in emotions. If you're buying a property for yourself, take your wife, take your kids to the area and the house that you want to buy and live in. But if you're investing to make money, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the numbers make sense. Now I know, again, this is very common sense, but as you can tell, a lot of people sometimes go and invest based on emotions only. So what do I mean by numbers? Make sure that, I know I'm going to simplify it very easily. Make sure that your rents are higher than your expenses. So you calculate all your expenses and make sure what is the rent coming in and you deduct it, and at least there should be some sort of positive cash flow. Now, certain areas I know it's very tough to get positive cash flow, but there are people that I know right now that are buying in downtown Toronto or other places where negative cash flow is $500, $600, $700 a month. Not a great way to buy real estate. Third thing, as I had mentioned, make sure there's a positive cash flow. Like I said, some places you're not going to have positive cash flow, and that's fine. But as long as you're not buying on negative cash flow, that would be great. Now, four things. Make sure that you buy in good areas. Now, I know, again, it's a common sense, but buy in areas where there's a growth and, most importantly, there are renters, because that is your bottom line. You want to make sure that you can find renters easily. You don't want your property to be empty. Again, a lot of people end up buying properties based on what they want and whether they're going to live in. No, you're going to buy based on, can I rent in this area? Is there a need for people to live in this area? For instance, is there transportation in this area? Supermarkets, schools, they have to be in the area. So most people are going to desire to be in that area. So you want to make sure that it's easy to rent. Fifth thing, and again, it makes sense. Buy real estate like you would buy other things. So when Walmart, for instance, has a sale, you end up buying buying items that are higher priced generally, and then you end up buying, when they have a sale, you buy for less. Real estate, do the same thing. Try to buy real estate below market value. This is the absolute necessity for you to become rich and also avoid the risk. Because if you buy property that's worth this much and you buy it below market value, there's this cushion of risk that you have avoided if the market does dip a little bit. The sixth things, buy properties. If you really want to minimize the risk, this is the best thing that we do at Private Investment Club. Buy properties that are fixed, rented, and they're already making money. This is your safest way of making money in real estate. Imagine having properties that are already fixed for you, properties that already have renters or rent-to-own tenants in there, and when you do your calculations, right after you sign on the dotted line, the next month you're getting your positive cash flow. So fixed, rented, and making positive cash flow in a good area would be your great way of making money. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to talking to you very shortly. Take care.